One thing that can be very advantageous and also just a lot of fun is what we call lake hopping. And of course you got to have a situation where you've got a lot of options available, and that's something that you really do have here in Hayward, Wisconsin, and really pretty much all in northern Wisconsin. But you've got natural lakes, you've got rivers. So what this allows you to do is basically just hop around and try different things. As a general rule, you're going to want to be on your darker stained waters when you've got the sunnier type conditions. And of course we've got a lot of lakes in the area that are very gin clear as well, and normally after dark or on dark days is when you're going to want to try and target those lakes. You got to really kind of let the fish tell you what they're in the mood for. But what you're able to do, because there's so many lakes in a small proximity, is you're able to hip hop around and maybe fish 2-3 different lakes in the same day, possibly allowing you to pattern fish to the watercolor, different types of structure and weeds, and possibly even current. Sometimes a current situation will provide a scenario where the fish are just more active. A good example might be a cold front. But again, it's fun, and a lot of times you can end up coming up with a nice little pattern, figuring out where the fish are more active during the time that you're there.
So we've got hip-hopping lakes and rock and roll. Unfortunately, with only a few hours to kill on the water with Pete, Rick, and Jim, it's getting close to time for Brian Schram to hit the stage at the Hayward Muskie Festival, and he's left with only a few flirting nibbles on the sucker rod and some near boatside follows to tide him over until the next time he puts down the guitar for a muskie rod.
He's not there.
Oh, he got hit though.
Yeah.
Because with Brian, it always seems like he's got one or the other, but as they say, the show must go on.
Well, dude.
Well?
Time to get going.
Yeah.
We got a few hours in. But anyway, dude, it's time for you to rock the Muskie Fest, so we got to go do that.
Like you said, man, I'm Brian Schram. You call me the Fishin' Rocker. I'm from Detroit, Michigan. I drove out here to play some fishing music for you guys, if you don't mind.
The party doesn't stop for Pete, Rick, and Jim, though, even if the sunshine does. But that's not necessarily a bad thing either, considering the lull in the bite it brought with it the previous day.
Hit the net! Holy cow, did he get tangled up in that, dude?
Wow. He came from nowhere, Pete. I don't know where he came from. Just all of a sudden, wham! That's a better one.
Yeah, that's a better one there. Get in that there, Ricky. I don't think he's going anywhere, actually. Well, you just stunned him there at the end.
Yeah, he came flying out of the water like that, and then all of a sudden he just subdued, like, I'm done.
Yeah, yeah. Holy cow, the look on your face.
But the one cool thing, Pete, with that, was I was just coming around, doing a figure eight, blind figure eight, and he must have come from underneath the boat and just wham! Chunky one here, Pete. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Beautiful river fish. We'll get this guy put back too here.
Yeah, that's a nice one, man.
Yeah. When it comes to muskie fishing, one of the key points in your retrieve is a figure eight. You know, every time we're out on the water, we're muskie fishing, we're bringing our baits in, we can see the fish following, and we're triggering that fish by doing a figure eight or a big oval. But like the water we're fishing today, dark water, you really can't see your baits that well, and you can't see the fish that well. So what we're doing on every cast is what we're called the blind figure eight. We're casting out, bringing our baits back, and watching it if we can, but sometimes because of the color of the bait, we may not be able to see the actual bait. We may not even be able to see the fish. So we're coming in, making a big oval, or say even a full figure eight with each cast to trigger them fish that might be coming out from underneath the boat or from the side or anything like that. Other situations you're going to deal with blind figure eights is when you're fishing at night. Of course, you're never going to be able to see your baits at night. And then when you're dealing with large wave situations, light refraction's not going to be able to allow you to see deep into the water and see them big follows. So every time you're dealing with them situations, you want to have blind faith, put your rod tip in the water and do a full figure eight or a full circle to catch the muskies that you can't see.
Super Muskie Man scores on the figure eight.
All right, must have been the pink hat.
Yeah, I think it's the pink hat. You started
Definitely.
wearing that. But boy, nice, clean, pretty fish. Figure
Bingo
eight
bango.
Muskie Man.
Yes, sir.
And she's out of there.
leading information on tackle and techniques to make you a better fisherman. Presented by Mercury.
I tell you, one of the most popular combinations on the water today is this 60 Mercury coupled with the 16-foot aluminum deep V fishing boat. Fishermen, they love their equipment and they love taking their buddies out on their boat. And what that tends to do is it tends to weight these applications down a little bit. A great way to combat that is with a 60 Bigfoot. So what Bigfoots do for you is they have an oversized gear case, which works great, and what you'll tend to do is find them a lot behind pontoons, because that larger gear case gets you down in the water a little bit more, gets you in some cleaner water. You don't tend to cavitate or have any problems with blowout. But what that Bigfoot is also going to do for you on these 16-foot aluminums, when they're weighted down a little bit, is it has a 2:33:1 gear ratio. And that extra gear ratio really helps get these heavy boats up on plane and out of the water quick.